Sup. Alright. Gonna be playing some more Dwarf Fortress. Okay.
All over the floor. Okay, so where did you hide them?
Let's see. YouTube. Oh, what is this?
Introducing, so this is a new update from Twitch. To make things easier for streamers and viewers, we are introducing content classification labels. Sexual themes. Okay, here we go. Examples of sexual themes include prolonged or repeated kissing of another individual or object. To be more direct, many ASMR practices are focused on mindfulness and are not sexual, but we consider kissing or licking a microphone to fall within sexual themes. W Twitch. Yeah, it's a dick-sucking simulator, and everybody knows. Look at this. They're all kissing and licking a microphone, and they're all hot girls. Like, that's what it is. I mean, shit.
Yeah, it's kind of true. Yeah, why don't anybody look? Why doesn't anybody look up to Dwarf Fortress? It's this weird look that I don't really like personally. Then again, I just need to get through that. I love songs syncs. Is every brush leaf temperature calculate like a Dwarf Fortress? No, but honestly, I don't care. That's the story of Dwarf Fortress's life. agree with that.
Hey people. Seth here. Are you easily entertained by seeing numbers get higher? Would you like to play the equivalent of that, except all the buttons have been replaced with Chinese symbols? Do you have a burning interest in Chinese martial arts, Taoism, or the pursuit of immortality? Then I invite you to see where my life has spiraled out of control for the past 2 months. Amazing Cultivation Simulator. Keep in mind, I only paid money for this after 50 hours. I've been playing this for so long that all my ads are in Chinese. Amazing Cultivation Simulator is a love letter to Chinese wushu novels, essentially Chinese sword fantasy. The word is
I've always want to try this game out, but it's too hard.
我觉得是可以说是前所未见的。
希望能做到2A 级别里一个最好的水平。
Sick as fuck background.
修仙二其实跟修仙一完全不是一个游戏。修仙一是一个以模拟经营为基础的一个有 RPG 元素的一类型，我们可以这么去说。然后修仙二的话，其实它的主体是 RP， 是 RP 的一个主干，然后也有这个。
I agree. I didn't really watch the game all that much. Oh shit.
Like a sound.
这个模拟经营的一些要素的这么一个东西，所以从游戏类型和我玩法上来说的话，它们是两个完全不一样的东西。
美术风格，首先2D 到3D，它本身就是一个非常大的变化，因为角色和场景，就会展示更多的细节，世界也会显得更加真实。看过《修仙一》结尾的那个 CG 视频的玩家肯定就清楚，我们想做的就是一个从2D 的世界拖出来，然后来到了一个3D 更广阔、更真实的一个世界。我们想表达的东西，本身这个视频也是对《修仙2》美术风格的一个预演。那得到了一个比较正向积极反馈之后呢，我们现在整个《修仙2》美术设计的一个风格走向也是基于这个视频的风格，在做一个还原和提升。
我觉得最大进步就是应该是我们的准备更充分了，然后就是它的整体性肯定会比修仙一更好。这个准备的充分其实从2个角度说，一个是说修仙一其实我们积累了很多东西，这些东西在做修仙一的时候可能是说，比如说有进度压力，对吧？然后或者是说就是各种各样的我们也拿捏不准的东西就在尝试。其实老玩家应该都知道，我们那个更新像风水阵物这种类似这样的东西就是刚做出来都不是很好，后面迭代去什么的，这方面是第一个方面。第二个方面呢，其实就是我们修仙2立项的话，时间更充裕了。那修仙一其实有很多，我们也看到很多玩家的反。
Because it's meant to sound like a sword swipe. In the novels, cultivation is the cultivation of one's internal chi. Through practice, martial arts, meditation, whatever. And chi is the vital breath or essence of our living world. According to the same people who stick needles in your back, the end goal of cultivation is of course immortality. And that is what this whole game is about. Essentially, you're going to take a small group of Chinese rice farmers and turn them into demigods. To begin, I need to dispel any notion at all that this is Chinese RimWorld. I do this by comparing them directly. For example, we need a refrigerator. I'm going to build one. We need a refrigerator. I'm going to drop the frozen soul of a demon and reduce the temperature to absolute 0. The room is too cold. We need air conditioning. The room is too cold. Rebuild it out of wood and make the bed out of fire. Now, our disciple won't die of frostbite. He'll die of heat stroke. My colonist is crippled, disabled, and completely geriatric, so the cheapest option is to put him down. My disciple is an old, disabled nugget. We have regrown each...
What if he's played Dwarf Fortress?
Hey people, Seth here. Today, I'll be covering a long-running cult classic that's still updated and developed to this very day. A game which chronicles the lives and accomplishments of stumpy alcoholics as they struggle to avoid sobriety. A game where the most ludicrous events take place daily, where civilizations rise and fall just because someone left a Necronomicon in the public library. A game where the UI is so useless and convoluted that you'd honestly have an easier time playing Microsoft Excel.
I'm a performance artist. Deep, dark fantasies.
Gang it up.
Come on, college boy. On my shoulder.
I'm speaking, of course, about Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is less of a game and more of a complex fantasy world simulation made by one guy over 20 years, and probably for the rest of his natural and unnatural lifespan, as we plan to crowdfund Tarn Adams a synthetic body so he can focus on what truly matters. Dwarf Fortress really is one of the greatest autism projects to ever blossom. Fun fact, it's also the hardest game to run on PC. Even an i7 processor chokes cooks and dies the moment you forget to sterilize your cats. If not for the ever-increasing technological demands of Dwarf Fortress, AMD and Intel would be bankrupt right now. To even begin playing Dwarf Fortress, you'll need some prescription medication, but more importantly, you'll need a world to play in. So, we create one, we set some parameters, and the game will then calculate 250 fucking years of history for this randomly generated world. And, depending on your computer, this may also take 250 years. Once the world is made, it's all yours, and like an abusive lover, she will caress and beat you senseless, and each time, you'll come back for more. There's two main game modes you can play in Dwarf Fortress. You can either choose to embark on distant lands and lead a fortress to ruin, or die horrifically in the pursuit of adventure. To begin, let's cover Fortress mode first. All you have to do is pick a nice place to embark, and that's about it. Despite common myths, Dwarf Fortress isn't complicated. Just follow a couple of tutorials and you'll be a seasoned veteran in no time. You should also download and use the Lazy Noob Pack because the game is almost unplayable without it. Some may disagree with this statement, but to put it simply, they're fucking wrong. These same people will disagree with my choice of tile set, or the fact that I use a tile set at all. To answer these concerns and make this video that much easier to watch, I will be using all of the tile sets at random. In Fortress mode, you start out with 7 dwarves, given the difficult task of establishing civilization. The longer you survive and flourish, the more migrants will arrive from neighboring cities, attracted by the promise of your growing fortress. From there on, any number of things can happen. Disaster, tragedy, invasions, and tantrum spirals which threaten to end your fort at any given moment. But whether you live or die, just remember, losing is fun. It's impossible to cover everything, so let me tell you some stories. The first fortress I ever founded was absolutely terrible. We had no metal, so instead we fought with sticks and traded pottery for any possible scrap of metal. We also lived in constant fear. There was a were-zebra on the loose. He kept eating my chickens and trampling my dwarves. As if I couldn't escape the furry menace in real life, it torments me in my video games as well. It turned out that the were-zebra was a human musician who plays at my tavern, so I let him stay and snap a few chicken necks every month. The place was actually quite successful. 5 years on and no major invasions. What the hell? I asked my friend, who knows Dwarf Fortress, to take a look. He came back shocked and told me, "You're not at war with the goblins." How? I had no idea. My fortress was a place of culture and learning, of drunken revelry and international diplomatic renown. Life proceeded as normal. And then, one day, one of my guests of honor, a legendary human wrestler, had too much to drink and went into a murderous rage. He proceeded to grab a goblin dancer and pulled off her lower jaw. As she was screaming, he began thrashing her with her own jawbone. The situation quickly deteriorated as she retaliated back. My other dwarves, upon seeing that a man was under attack and fearing for his life, used appropriate self-defense to remove the assailant's ability to chew food, launched into a furious brawl. It was a bloodbath that marked the beginning of a race riots. Every goblin in my fortress was slaughtered. For our acts of racial cleansing, the goblins had declared war on us. One couldn't win, and all because some retard couldn't handle his mushroom wine. Several months later, my fortress was swallowed by the Green Horde. Those who weren't murdered walled themselves off, went crazy, and consumed each other. The rest starved to death. Dwarf Fortress, a fun, light-hearted experience for the whole family. My second fortress fared slightly better, until I...
That's because I'm about to play some Dwarf Fortress. I was looking at Amazing Cultivation Simulator, but this shit looks harder than Dwarf Fortress, not even gonna lie. I don't even know all that much about Dwarf Fortress, but honestly, it also kind of looks a little bit good. It's so cool to like make your own sect. Like that just sounds so sick. You're hardcore in Wax and you know the Evil 6. Cultivate your Earth Flux already and stuff like it, but this game I didn't even know. I'm serious, you rely on guides from the time you start playing all the way until you beat the game, if at all, you decided. You need to know where to get magical energy rocks, super plant root, dream snow. These names are all made up to avoid spoilers. A 1,000 hours of spreadsheet keeping to actually find out. Come on. Okay, good. Where is the save button? There it is. Okay.
For years, and this game has not. But then,
chat. This isn't my ult. This is my main. People told me that I'm boosted, so I decided to go into Ascendant Elo, where I'm supposed to be.
I don't have this kind of money, chat. We might be hitting our first 1,000 in a long time. Someone sent a damn TikTok to me and got $300 today from sending that TikTok. We are at 800.
This is amazing, man. Precision dodge times 3.
Does look actually really good. Oh man. Okay. We're not gonna have enough food to actually like provide. So what is happening? The fuck are you? You're another miner. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and click the quick pause. Miners. I'm going with those two. As a Boyer. Profession of a Boyer. Mikot. How about we do this? Yo, we're gonna do this. Orderlies. Alright. After that. Hey, chop down those trees, Home Sizzly. Yep, we need more tree. I mean, we need more wood, so. Perfect. Need more of that shit. Now. Let's don't do that. Try to mine out this area. Didn't we have someone who's really good at fucking planting? That. Someone get married? Who the hell is your... Like we might need this. Yeah, okay. Now we have that. A room is a.
Hello everybody and welcome to a video about Dwarf Fortress. One of the most important things that you'll learn when playing Dwarf Fortress is that bedrooms are important. Dwarves need a place to sleep. Now of course you can just scatter a whole bunch of bedrooms around and set them as a dormitory, but dwarves like individual bedrooms. As you can see here, we've got this old dugout mining shaft that was multiple different veins of ore, including this glorious platinum, which I've smoothed up as a lovely pillar as kind of a centerpiece of the room. And we have these little half-finished bedrooms around the edges, as well as some mostly and completely unfinished bedrooms. We're going to be walking through the process of making a bunch of bedrooms all at once. So what we're going to start off by doing is we're going to dig out some bedrooms. Now, an ideal bedroom has a cabinet, a chest or a coffer, and a bed. The cabinet is a place for them to put their clothing. The chest and coffer is a place for them to put their items and tools and toys and things. And the bed is a place for them to sleep. If you want to get really fancy with it, you could give them a weapon rack or an armor stand, but these are optional. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make these simple square rooms. Of course, you can make them whatever shape you want. You could make them a line, you could make them a weird 6x6 pattern, you could do stars, you can really make whatever your heart desires. So, we're going to start off by clicking the mining tool and digging into these mountains. So I'm going to make a couple of these squares with at least one space for a door. Remember, dwarves can walk diagonally, so we could also make a bedroom styled like this with a door on the corner. But just for the sake of this video, we're just going to kind of keep things pretty uniform here. So, first bedroom, second bedroom, third bedroom, and fourth bedroom. And now that all of this is finished and we've done this little setup, we're going to let our dwarves come in and mine. So, we're going to unpause the game now. And pretty quickly, you will notice the dwarves running over and mining. As you can see now, the dwarves have begun walking over and started mining out. The next thing we're going to do is we have these two unfinished bedrooms down here. We're going to begin smoothing the walls as they become available and these new rooms get dug out. So we're going to click on this tool here and we're going to smooth the walls. This is optional. You do not have to do this, but it will simply make things look a lot better in the long run. We're going to select all of the areas as they get dug out and begin smoothing. Also, the priority for smoothing is quite a bit higher in my settings than the mining, so we're going to increase the priority on the mining just to get the last of those bedrooms mined out. And as they get finished up, what we're going to begin doing here in these previously constructed bedrooms, I'm going to open up the build screen by pressing either B on the keyboard or clicking on the button. We're then going to go to furniture, and from here we can select beds, tables, chests, cabinets, the works. We're going to select a couple of beds. So if I click keep building after placement, and instead of me having to open up the build screen again, it'll just simply automatically select the next bed. And we can also use the closest material as I'm not picky about colors. So we can just quickly build all of these beds. Although I clearly didn't click keep building after placement, which I literally just said to do. So click, 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 click. As these spaces get done, we still have some more ones that we need to smooth.
Is it just that 2x2s? No. Alright, after that. What's smoothing again?
Setup, we're going to let our dwarves come in and mine. So we're going to unpause the game now. And pretty quickly, you will notice the dwarves running over and mining. As you can see now, the dwarves have begun walking over and started mining out. The next thing we're going to do is we have these two unfinished bedrooms down here. We're going to begin smoothing the walls as they become available and these new rooms get dug out. So we're going to